Good day all. It's 2:26 in the afternoon of what they tell us is the 15th of October 2024. This is the Self-Preservation Society. I'm Basil, broadcasting Truth and Therapy, BBTT. Here I am using the talking stick. And I'm inspired to try and empower, enlighten and enable you, as I always do, as to who and what you truly are, as opposed to what you think you are. You think you're a man, and you have to act like a man in order to be a man, but most of the time you act like human beings. And a human being is considered a monster. You look in any law dictionary, Black's Law dictionary, whatever, and then when you get to monster, it says one who cannot own anything. You see, you're spellbound by their words and their use of words and their rhetoric, and you don't know it. You're arrogant enough to think you're a man, or ignorant enough to think you're a man, and you have no comprehension or understanding of what that means. Karl Lentz does, because he had to learn it. Karl with a K, Lentz, L-E-N-T-Z. If you've never come across Karl Lentz, go and research him and his story about when living with his wife partner on his parents' farm. His wife fell pregnant, went into hospital, had the baby. They never brought the baby home. And despite all going to court, solicitors, this, that, or whatever they call them in the States, never got his child back until one attorney said to him after losing another court case, "You'll never get your child back till you're a man." And that's all he said to him. And Karl then went on a journey to understand what that is. And he eventually got his child back. Go and find the story and listen to what it is to be a man. And stop thinking you're a man because you've got a pair of bollocks and a dick. You're just a human being until you actually know you're a man and live as a man. And the same with you, all you women out there. Just because you've got a womb doesn't make you a woman. You have to understand what it is. That is the matrix. That and your subservience to their unnatural unit of currency that is called money. And I do not care. All of you that are groping after Bitcoin and this, that and the other, doesn't matter what form that currency comes in. It's unnatural. It's not real to this third dimensional reality. It's created to enslave you, and enslave you it does. And until you wake up to that, you will forever be at the behest of your masters, sinking slowly but surely into more of their control. Tell you what's happening at the moment. Major topic recently is the Northern Lights. That is all manufactured. It's not natural. And what it will lead to is Project Bluebeam. If you've never heard, and it is part of Project Bluebeam, if you've never heard of Project Bluebeam, be a man, be a woman, and go and start researching for yourself and think for yourself and stop thinking as you are told. I want to talk about something else. Lots of posts talking about the pyramids in America and G. Edward Kincaid. Look him up, what he found in the Grand Canyon, this, that and the other. And many are saying America is Egypt. Let me tell you something, my fair-weathered friends. Egypt isn't Egypt. It's only Egypt because they told you it was. It was the land of Chem. And before that, it was something else. And what they do, they get you to see things in a different way, like England. Look how many different ways of saying England there is. Just today, England, UK, Great Britain, this, that and the other. Look up the Fraud of English History by Michael O'Bernacea, and he will tell you the name of this land we call England was called Albion at one point, referring to the white chalk which was viewed from those coming from away to here, called it Albion. You know, your name, the name your parents give you, your first name, your Christian name, that is your name. The rest of your name, the surname, the slave name, the citizen's name, the patriot's name, is not your name. It's used to control you because you're not a man. Wake up and learn. See what Bob Marley says there. He's talking about mankind. He's not talking about human beings. Human beings are coloured men. Black, white, yellow, red, whatever. Man is man. Man has been corrupted, bastardised into human beings. I can't explain it. I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you. You've got to do that yourself. And you've got to unlearn all that you've ever learned in order that you may learn again. But those pyramids in America, in Bosnia, all over all the continents of the world, they don't represent different races of people. They are one race of people that had the same awareness, mentality, and building skills, this, that, and the other, that created something that we now have little or no understanding of. And it's true. We have little or no understanding of it. We can, philosophise over what they may have been built for. But we can't be anywhere near the truth. I can't see any further than knowing, as the Giza pyramids are on the exact centre of the Earth's landmass, and they project, if you take that point, they project out, following all the dragon lines, ley lines, energy lines, this, that and the other, and connecting the Earth as one. As one, the Earth. And that was probably before there was any countries, any borders on the Earth. The Earth was one. The people on that Earth must then have been one. We're not one anymore. All we do as human beings, because we're not men, we're not man, is fight against our fellow human beings, which is exactly what we're supposed to do. We divide and conquer. We go at the behest of our masters, and have done for eons of time, to conquer other areas of land for its natural resources and everything else, to profit but a few. And the end is nigh, because now, as you see in America, you don't have to go to another land. You can rape and pillage your own lands, which is what they're doing in North Carolina and Tennessee, and kill off those that stand in your way. Those human beings that stand in your way. And it's easy to kill human beings because they're not men. They don't know who they are. They're just slaves. They were created, human beings, black, white, yellow, red, gay, straight, were created as slaves, and they act out that part brilliantly. Absolutely brilliantly. They eat from the trough of their masters, they kneel at their altars, and they think as they are told. Look at the number of people that I used to respect that talk about the King James Version of the Bible being the Word of God. No, it's the Word of King James. And prior to him having that Bible formed in the way that it served him, look at the books he created previous to that, on demonology, this, that and the other, and you laud him. You laud him, as I might have done many years ago. But with new knowledge comes new awareness. Now I see it for what it is. When are you, who think you're awake and aware, going to wake up to that? You want to read a Bible, read the Geneva Bible or the Ethiopian Bible. Read stuff you're not supposed to read if you really want to believe. Me, I don't want to believe anything. I want to know. I want to have a knowing. And I want to be aware of my knowing. That's how I work. Never used to. Never used to. Hold my hands up. Never used to. But for me, you know, that point 40 years ago this year started me on this journey to unlearn all that I have learned in order that I may become aware. I'm not learning again. I'm just becoming aware. And if I learn again as I become aware, well, you know, that's brilliant. That's wonderful. But I'm becoming aware because I'm unlearning all that I have been told to believe. There is a point in history that we have reached, that our ancestors reached, where you're faced with a challenge. You either stand up and be a man, or you will forever be subjugated, controlled, and dominated like those that built the pyramids and those that had the civilization of Tartaria. You will be expunged just the same as them. Prove me wrong. Show me the evidence that you are better than those Tartarian people. Show me the evidence that you are better than those ancient megalithic builders that connected the earth above ground and below ground with all those tunnels serving as arteries for the energy, frequency and vibration of Mother Earth, in order that we would have free and abundant energy. That's what our ancestors had. And yet, all that has been lost. They've been conquered, just the same as you today are going to be conquered. When a country, a Western democracy, as we're told, like America, can turn on its people, its own people, to pursue an agenda in the way it did 23 years ago and the way it's doing today, you have no government. You've never had a government. If it is not clear to you today that your governments are at best impotent and at worst part of your enslavement, then people like me cannot help you. Really cannot help you. The World Economic Forum and the World Health Organization run your governments. And they are run by the 13 families, the Council of 300, the Bilateral Commission, the Bilderberg Group, and all the other non-government agencies you can think of. It's all private. and they want you, the public, and they're going to have you, the public. They're going to take you and all that you think that you own, and then they might, for those of us that are left, let you have use of what is left. Rent it to you, this, that and the other, because you're so dependent on their money and you think it's awesome and brilliant that you can work for a living in order that you can accrue this money, which is theirs. You only have the use of it. It's an illusion. Complete and utter illusion. If you're going to read any newspaper, try that one. The Light. Wake up, people. Stop being so arrogant and ignorant, thinking you're a man when you have no conceptual idea what it is to be a man. You're just a human being. Impotent. Pathetic. Doing the bidding of your masters. Fighting against your fellow human beings. Going into their lands and stealing their resources, and then moaning like fuck when they come to yours, want some money back. You've got to stand with these people against those that control them and control you. And if you can't do that, you'll forever be controlled. Because you're not a man, you're just a human being. When you understand that, when you've got the humility to seek to understand it and become aware of what it is, when you know that there is no such thing as death, and so there's nothing to fear, you might stand up together with the black, white, yellow, red, and bring down these bastards that have pissed you off, pissed your ancestors off, used your ancestors, used you to fight against what you perceive to be an enemy. Your only enemy is those that control you. It's not your fellow slaves. It's not your fellow human beings. It never was. But you've just been playing out their game, fighting your fellow human beings, and, you know, for wherever I've looked in history, this is a real turning point where we are today. Because now so-called governments are turning on their own people in every way, shape or form they can. And all those people are turning on those that are a different race to them, a different skin colour, a different political persuasion, different sporting allegiance, this, that and the other. You couldn't make it up. You couldn't make it up, but it is so plain to see with those that, like me, that let their eye be single. Most of you can't see with two eyes what's going on. Fuck knows how you'll do if you ever start meditating and going within. You'll probably have a mental breakdown. I've come close to that over the years, I can tell you. But I can see it. In all its fucking splendour. And yet, I'm the one who's considered mad. If they were doing that, they'd tell us. They do tell you. They do tell you. But you're just too blind to see what they're telling you. They do tell you because they have to tell you. To observe universal and natural law, LORE. And what they give you is common law, LAW. And still that is not enough. Not enough for the blind who lead the blind. The big, hard people who think they're men have no idea what it is to be a man. You're just impotent human beings. All the while you fight against your fellow human beings. Show me what it is to be a man, and I will join you. Stand up against those that enslave you without fear of death. Do it because it's the right thing to do, and you do it for the right reasons, like William Wallace, Michael Collins, and Abydos and people like that throughout history. If you want to follow somebody, follow people like them. Warriors who stood up like men to fight for their people against the oppressors. And those oppressors have changed. They're not what they used to be. See, emperor's new clothes. It's the same shit, different day, but now they're Klaus Schwab and Bill Gates and the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Payshers, and you name it. And you still can't see it. You still serve at their altar, feed from their trough, put on their uniforms, do their bidding, work in their hospitals, police their streets, serve in their governments, their civil service, this, that and the other. You are responsible, not them. When you wake up to that, when we wake up to it individually and collectively, we might have a chance of changing it. Some will pass. Hey ho. Wonderful. I can't wait for my passing because I've had enough of this shit. I've had enough. Like Jason Noter in a private message yesterday, I responded to him. He's had enough of trying to fucking wake people up. And all they do is give a thumbs up, say what I think needs to be said. Words are cheap. Anybody can talk the talk. But it's walking the walk that is important, that will make change. Anybody like me, I can tell you everything that's wrong in this reality. And I'll keep doing it. And I walk my walk to the best of my abilities and awareness. But it is of little consequence if the rest of mankind is not doing it. And they're not, because they're only human after all. They are monsters. All of you. Monsters. Fighting your fellow monsters. Because you don't know what it is to be man and fight the true monsters, the demons within you and the demons outside of you that control you. I've done that. I continue to do that. I won't stop doing that. And that's why I do this channel, to empower, enlighten and enable you to do the same. But hey ho, no, you go and fucking sell your books on Amazon, and because there'll always be slaves to come and buy your books off at Amazon, feed at the heart of the beast and whatever. Not me. Not me. No telly here. No television here. You might listen to this and you might give it a thumbs up. You might give it a thumbs up just because I've posted it. You wouldn't fucking listen to it. You certainly wouldn't share it. This, that and the other. You don't want to be seen like me. What will people say about you? I couldn't give a flying fuck what anybody says about me. What I give a flying fuck about is that I'm doing the right things for the right reasons. Because it's the right thing to do. I may well be impotent, but I'm a fucking man and I know what it is to be a man. I know that I can travel across my lands, across the lands. They're free. Only human beings allow themselves to be separated from mankind that is all over the earth. Think about what I'm saying. Try to understand and comprehend and become aware of what I'm saying. And share the fuck out of it. Not because I'm saying it, because the message resonates with you. There is no Egypt. is a made-up word to confuse you. The same as human beings is a made-up word to confuse you. Man up, understand what I'm saying, be the change within you to be the change outside of you. And let's bring these demonic, satanic, demented, perverted, spiritual beings in the physical and the non-physical to their fucking knees. Share the message, don't share me. Palamia, thank you. In Lakesh, in you I see another me. Mitachwe o yasim, we are all related, and I tell you, we're all connected.